started.
No June 14. Okay, let's try a d4 again. That last game was a little bit short. And d4, d5, c4. Okay, this is the Queen's Gambit decline, the classical line with e6. And, well, why don't I try this? I usually play e3, which is playing it safe, and then develop my knight. But this is a way to play, too. And now you can play e3, so you're ready to recapture here with the bishop. And you have pressure on the knight. So this is the orthodox way of playing. Oh, he's playing the Tartakower-Makagonov-Bondarevsky variation, the TMB, with the bishop here, fianchetto. So he can take and open up this diagonal. It's an interesting way to play. And I don't know much more about it than that. I'm just going to continue with normal development. Set up for my usual kingside attack. He decides to take. You know, I think the way White's supposed to play is he's supposed to take here and see if he can convince Black to put a piece. The way it's played now, Black opens up this diagonal for the bishop. It looks pretty good. So that may have been a mistake in how I played that. Still, it doesn't look too bad. So can I play? No, I can't. I need to bring my bishop around before I can play... I want to play e4 here. e4 and then e5. But if I get this battery set up first, bishop c2, queen d3, e4, e5. It's my usual plan of attack here. Yeah, now he's breaking with c5. That's a very good move, putting the question to the center. Let's see, is there anything else I can do here besides take it? I could ignore it, actually. Let's drop the bishop back. And then think about it. Rook on the c file. If I take, how's he going to take back? With the knight, I guess. If I play knight to e5, and he takes, I can take back with the queen. Looks like it might be interesting. It does leave this diagonal onto g2 open for the moment, so it might be a bit risky. But if I can get rid of both of his knights, those are the pieces that guard the h7 square, and then get in the move queen d3, might be kind of an effective way to play. He takes the knight, I take back. Excuse me. He takes the knight, I take back with the pawn hitting his knight. And he can trade off queens, but that'll bring a rook to the center. Probably about even. And then the knight moves going after this pawn. And I can't play f. That's important. I can't play f4 here, defending the e-pawn, because pawn on e6 is e3 rather. The pawn on e3 will be hanging, so may be able to win that pawn. Okay, but he doesn't go that way. He goes for the bishop. Well, let's see. Now, if I take the knight, well, let's see. If I go immediately for the mate, I guess he can just play g6. Let's trade off the bishops first. Let's see how he wants to take back. Takes with the queen. Now if I take here, he can take with the bishop. If I play e4, you take my knight, I take back, and then my e-pawn is defended by the bishop. But the diagonal is blocked. How about if I just go here right now? see how he responds to the mate threat. How does he want to defend that? It may induce some pawn weakness here. And he has no time to play knight to b4, which would otherwise be desirable, forking these two pieces because of the immediate threat. What else can he play? I think he has to play... well, he could just play the knight back to f6. That's fine. That would work. Or he could play g6, or he could play f5. But g6 or f5 would be weakening moves, so probably knight f6 is the way to play it. And that would even stop my idea. For example, if you put the knight from... oh, he decided to play f5, okay. So that does give me a target here. It stops me from playing e4. It's true. And let's see, if I take here, what's he going to do? If I take this knight, he'll take with the queen. If I take this knight, he can take with either the bishop or the pawn. Let's see, if I move this knight away, let's take care of the knight knight to b4 idea first. So I decided to take. Okay, so that gives me a pawn here, which is kind of maybe a thorn in his side. And maybe I can route my knight around. Knight to e2 to f4. Go after this e6 pawn. Okay, he's going directly for g2. There's a mate there. I have to respect that. And if I play f3, he's got two pieces hitting. He's got two pieces hitting e3 there. Okay, so what's the best way to defend g2? I guess I need to trade the knight off. That's what I have to do. He'll have to take back with the bishop if he wants to maintain his threat. And then I can play f3. Because I've gotten rid of one of the pieces that was attacking e3 here. That was the idea. And notice the rook is defending the f3 pawn. It's very important because the g pawn is pinned, so this pawn is not defended by the g pawn. It's only defended by the rook. Okay, so the opening skirmishes have been inconclusive, it appears. He has a majority on the queen side. I could play a move like b4 to try and loosen up his pawn structure. He could put a rook on the d file to try and make my queen uncomfortable and go after the loose e pawn. Yeah, he's doing that already. So where does the queen want to go? I don't want to leave it here for some kind of tactic. I don't. I could put it on c3, or I could bring it over here. I feel a little better bringing it over here to e2, defending the g pawn laterally. And maybe I can play e4 here, kicking the bishop. e4, pawn takes, rook takes, and then the bishop has to move. But then this pawn is loose. My second e pawn is loose. So maybe I should, instead of playing e4, maybe I should play f4. That would open up this diagonal, but the queen is defending g2, so it would hold for the moment. Okay, so he's bringing more force into the attack. Let's sit tight on the king side here. If I play b4 immediately, he can just push the pawn forward. So let's go here and then play b4. So b4, pawn takes, and I'm hitting the a pawn. He can play a5, but I'll have the pawn on b. Okay, so he's going to drive this pawn all the way home. I'm going to wait till it gets to I'm going to wait till that pawn gets to a3, I think, and then h3, and play g3. And he doesn't have a piece that he can sacrifice on g3, and this this f3 pawn seems adequately defended. So let's just continue with the queenside play here. Delicate questions here. Can you defend, and can you continue what your own plans? Always important to answer these questions. Well, it's nice that he's taking his time with the moves, so we won't have a super fast game here. But the game we're thinking about. Okay, so he went for the rook. I guess he plans to take back with the rook. Let's, well, that doesn't work so well either. Here. I was thinking maybe bishop here, but if he exchanges, I would lose the d pawn. Queen takes d3 is possible at the end of that. What I meant is bishop c4, bishop takes, queen takes, and then queen takes e3 check would be bad for me. So rook here, also that stops him from pushing once again. And okay, he continues over there, so I have to play that move. That was my plan. Stop it with g3. Oh, he has the f pawn he could push forward, but I can I can take with the e pawn. I was going to say I was saying earlier there was no piece that could attack the g3 pawn, but he has the f pawn. I was neglecting that, but it looks like it's taken care of for the moment. So I still would like to play if he doesn't do something too forceful. Yeah, he's going after this. That's adequately defended though. I want to play bishop to c4, takes, and I'm on his e pawn, which is weak. And if he doesn't take, if he retreats, I can just grab that pawn. The other move I should consider is takes on takes on c5. Pawn takes would create a weakness for me to attack, but it'd also be a passed pawn for the endgame. So let's not do that for now. We'll leave that tension as it is and try and get rid of this attacking light-squared bishop. Now if bishop takes, I can take either the queen or the rook, because the queen is not really needed to defend the f-pawn. It's defended by the rook, the f-rook. So I think things are adequately held here. And yeah, if he drops back, I'm just going to take on e3 with e6. Take on e6 with check. That's got to be good for me. And then I'll activate my rook, maybe bring it over here. That would be cool. Rook to c4 over to h4 is an idea I should definitely try for. So that means if he takes with the bishop, I should take back with the rook. And he might try to clog things up with f4. Ah, there he comes. So he's going g4, f4. So I thought, well, I would take here. That gives him a passed pawn, but it gives me a passed pawn too. Oh, this is complicated. And if I play here first, maybe I should do this. Because that'll force his queen to move. Takes, takes, and I'm hitting his queen. He can take here with check. I can take back with the rook. Or the king. Maybe king. Because my rook is usefully defending the bishop. My queen is defending the g-pawn. So I don't want to get into a situation like rook takes, bishop takes bishop, and he's hitting my queen. And if I take his queen, he takes my queen, and he ends up a piece up. If I take his bishop, then... Oh, that works, actually. That would still defend the pawn here. Okay, so maybe I should take his bishop now. What's the best move here? There's also rook f3. It's tricky position here. If I take this guy off, see how he wants to take back, and then take the bishop. Since he took back with the rook, he left the c-pawn under-defended, so I'll nab a pawn over here for what it's worth. He has a check. Maybe I can't take the pawn, actually. Yeah, if I take the c-pawn, his queen check is devastating. Devastating. I need to guard the back rank. Yeah. So, what does that mean? That means... I should bring this rook over here and neutralize the pressure on the f-file, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 pawns for each side, and my pawns are a mess. They're nothing to be proud of here. It looks like this is good for black. My only advantage here is he's used up a lot of clock time at this point.
Check.
Surprising, yeah. So considering his rating, he played this really well. So king takes or queen takes. With king takes, he's got a check here. But my queen is more active. Are there other checks? I think I want to keep my queen on this good square here where it's holding on to some of these pawns. And we'll see if we can play this endgame with the queens. He can't check and win a pawn. That's what I was checking. The check here is guarded and here is guarded.
Check.
So his only check is there. And I thought I could just come up like this and maybe get to the g3 square, go after this pawn. He can go all the way to the corner. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so king g3 is covering all of these squares. The queen is covering this square. And the queen is guarding the h2 pawn. So, yeah, that's an interesting move. Queen in the corner.
Black forfeits on time.
Okay. So it says this was a Nojum 14's 18th Blitz game, so it's a provisional rating of 12-13. So anyway, he's getting better, it looks like. So I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.